Hey guys, want to show your support to the channel and get some awesome rewards at the same time? Then go check out my Patreon page where at whatever tier you choose that fits your budget, you'll get plenty of rewards such as updates and announcements on the regular, exclusive sneak peeks of my videos before they go up online, get yourself credited, and receive a special shout out at the end of my videos and more. Go to patreon.com/Ackleyattack427’s to start pledging today. And don't forget to also check out and consider gifting me any items I have listed on my Amazon wishlist and even supporting me on my Streamlabs tipping page that'll also help support the channel directly. Links are in the description box below as well as on my link tree for you to check out. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Take care. Hey guys, like what we do on our channel and want to see more videos from us? Then not to worry about a thing. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as turning on the notification bell so that way you can see more of our videos coming up very soon. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Whew. Well, I'm glad to see that pretty much you tuned into, of course, the previous thoughts video that I posted over an hour ago. But hey, I gotta do what I need to do for sure, so yeah, if you may not recall, of course, on my previous thoughts video that I did well over an hour ago where I talked about the recent I Know What You Did Last Summer movie, I actually got myself into seeing two movies that I got to see today as part of my double feature for sure, and well, I've decided to keep true to my promise because ever since I actually finished up seeing that movie pretty much over an hour ago, I've decided to follow that up with, of course, another movie that I actually got to see right around the exact same day for sure, and to be honest, I really don't want to talk about this one. I really don't. There are just some things that I wish could have been much better to watch that I could actually talk about. Like, part of me is actually regretting not watching and reviewing K-pop Demon Hunters. Though I should really get around to doing that later on down the road. But in all seriousness, there are just some things that I could be doing instead of actually talking about this movie. But I did promise you guys that I would talk about two movies since I did do a double feature for sure. So I guess I have no choice. I have to do this one for all of you. And boy, you're gonna be quite surprised on my reaction, of course, that front. So I guess for today's movie that I got to see today, following up to, of course, the last one, I guess pretty much of anything, I think we might as well pretty much get ourselves in with, of course, a brand new movie about certain little blue cartoon creatures for sure that like to sing a happy song. And how could that happy little song that they sing go like la 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 la? Yeah, that's it. That's of course what I'm referring to for sure. So, so yeah, I guess I give it to what I've actually said. I think it will pretty much get you the idea of course, what I'm talking about here today. So yeah. But in case you don't, we might as well get ourselves in with, of course, today's movie that I got to see today, which is none other than Smurfs. So yeah, that's of course what I've decided to talk about in today's thoughts video for sure. Not only is this the latest film that just came out not too long ago, but it's also based around pretty much the comic and cartoon series that goes by the name The Smurfs. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright. So yeah, I guess before I can go ahead and talk about this latest movie, well, what can I smurfing say about the Smurfs for sure? So yeah, I guess pretty much of anything when it comes to the Smurfs from what I can gather, well, I guess of anything, I think we pretty much know the Smurfs from way back in the day from, of course, pretty much the original Belgian comic created by Payo for sure, which actually lent itself to becoming a full-on cartoon series later on down the road, and even sparked pretty much a full-on franchise for sure. And given to all that hands down, I may not be a big Smurfs fan for sure, but it is mostly harmless from what I can gather, so much so that I do think that maybe kids can actually get themselves into, of course, this one way more than adults from what I can gather for sure. And if that's your cup of tea, then that's fine for sure. No real harm, of course, on that front. So yeah, and of course, given to all that, I should actually bring up, of course, for the fact that pretty much when it comes to the Smurfs in recent years, for sure, compared to back in the old days, we pretty much know them from, of course, their full-on movies for sure. Yeah, pretty much those range from, of course, pretty much the live-action duology from 2011 to 2013, which are just bad flicks for sure, all the way right up until 2017 with Smurfs: The Lost Village, and well, to me, it was fine from what I could gather, just okay for sure, but certainly way better than the live-action series for sure. But yeah, I think it's what I can say, of course, on that front. So yeah, I'm not really a big Smurfs fan from what I can gather, but yeah, it's mostly harmless for sure. But the movies, I think you're better off just skipping them for sure. So yeah, and of course, when I heard the news about a brand new Smurfs movie that Paramount was working on for sure, maybe I think they might actually have the opportunity to actually do some things right and actually make it look good. But at the moment when we first saw the trailers for sure, we definitely knew the warning signs were all there, and of course having the exact opposite effect happen for sure, and I am one of those people from what I can gather, and I knew I was not looking forward to it hands down. But I gotta do what I need to do for sure, so of course I did manage to get myself in to see this as part of my double feature today. Again, all thanks to the kind people at Crown City Cinemas, as always, my local movie theater, and well, now that I've officially got back from, of course, seeing this movie, I guess a lot of you guys may be wondering, what do I think of this one now that I finally got the chance to see it? Oh, how does one say? Yeah. I guess pretty much of anything. It's bound to happen at this point. But for what it is, after a full hour and a half of seeing through this movie, I can definitely say at the bottom of my heart that the new Smurfs movie, for what it is, it, in every single word in the definition, it just sucks! Oh, yeah. yeah, I guess you're quite surprised by my reaction for sure, and I hope all of you guys are happy given to why I've just said on how I felt about this movie. Because trust me, I'm not. But yeah, given to what I've actually said, this new Smurfs movie from what I can gather, yeah, it's pretty much like the 2011 live-action movie all over again for sure. Pretty much for what it is just, oh my god, it is, yeah, pretty much in context with the movie, this movie is smurfing awful for sure, so yeah, pretty much from what it is from beginning to end, it's just nothing more but pretty much a selfless, lousy piece of crap flick that really got me really ticked off for sure. And moreover, the biggest crime that I know this movie has committed to me is that it's boring. Yeah, that's pretty much the best way I can describe this movie as a whole. It is so boring for sure. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright. Okay. Alright, so now that I got the short version out of the way, I guess I might as well go ahead and talk about everything that I need to talk about for sure. For starters is, of course, the story, and well, what can I say about the story from what I can gather? I really do think it is structured out really poorly for sure. In fact, I really don't follow through on everything that goes on while the movie is actually going on for sure. In fact, pretty much of anything, I was so bored and actually so disinteresting, of course, the story in this movie for sure, that I actually did count the amount of times I nearly dozed off during my screening of that said movie for sure. So yeah, pretty much of anything, I really didn't get myself hooked on with the story for sure, and it really did get me disinterested for sure. And yeah, I think it's what I can say on that front for sure. So yeah, and of course for the writing, I have to say, yeah, that too alone is also done very poorly for sure. I think they've really crafted the film's screenplay rather lazily for sure. Even to the point where I really don't think anything works by far to really make this all the more engaging for sure. In fact, if anything, I was actually left feeling pretty much absolutely yeah, I can't even think of a proper way to describe it, well, except for one thing, it's actually pretty much very sloppy for sure. So yeah, and of course, pretty much with every single bit of dialogue that they actually wrote by far, I think it did leave me asking that question, who says things like that? So yeah, pretty much of anything, I really don't think pretty much the writing in this film is actually done very well for sure. Even the comedy, I have to say, that alone has actually got some jokes that never really got me a huge laugh for sure. In fact, if anything, I was actually left sitting there in silence for sure because of how terrible pretty much the film's comedy is for sure. Not one joke actually got a good laugh out of me for sure, and yeah, pretty much from what I've actually seen by far, yeah, I think it would pretty much get the idea, of course, that front. So yeah, I think with those three aspects alone, it really leaves me feeling disinterested and, of course, not really engaged with, of course, what it actually has provided for sure. And well, like I said, there are several times during my screen where I nearly dozed off for sure because of how boring it is for sure. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright. Alrighty then, well, now that I've officially got those two have the, or should I say those three out of the way, I guess I'll go ahead and talk about the next couple of things I need to talk about for sure, so yeah, and I guess next up is of course the characters, and yeah, from what I've actually seen by far, I'm pretty sure we all know the characters in the Smurfs for sure. Those range from, of course, Papa Smurf, Smurfegg, and plenty of the other Smurfs that would actually pop up for sure, to even the evil wizard Gargamel for sure, and it's just too bad that the characters in this movie really don't have anything to actually make them interesting for sure, So yeah, literally with, of course, wife actually seeing pretty much the characters in this movie, I really do felt are incredibly undeveloped for sure, right to the point where I don't find them likable and interesting for sure, nor even care from them, nor even care for them in the slightest by far. In fact, if anything, I'm just not really engaged with, of course, what they've providing for sure to actually make them engaging characters for sure. I think it's pretty much the exact opposite from what I can gather for sure, so yeah, I think it's what I can say for the characters and of course this movie for sure. Now as for the actors that came aboard to play all these characters, yeah, that too I will have to say pretty much the acting in this movie, it's just by all means terrible for sure. Not one single pretty much actor in this movie has given any form of effort into their performances for sure. And yeah, I think it really does show from what I can gather, like of course, pretty much why would Kurt Russell actually yuck up his performance in this, and John Goodman? Really? He could have actually done some things a whole lot better for sure, but no, apparently he didn't in this, and I guess it does show. And of course, quite obviously enough, pretty much Rihanna, by far, she may be a good musician by far, but she clearly can't act for sure, and given to what I've actually seen with her performance as Smurfegg, of course, this movie, yeah, it just goes to show that Rihanna can't act for sure, so yeah, and of course, quite obviously enough, do I even need to mention James Corden is in this, playing a Smurf named No Name? Yeah. Let me say that again. James Corden is in this movie playing a character named No Name. You know, I think first of all, having a Smurf named No Name, yeah, I guess it just goes to show that that character alone is just as lazy as the people who made this movie in the sagas. And two, this actually came at a point where, of course, we all thought to ourselves that James Corden is not workable anymore and doesn't deserve any more roles in, of course, movies and shows by far. And yeah, James Corden, if you're actually trying to do some things to pretty much repair your reputation by far, it's not really working in the slightest, and yeah, this might actually be your worst one that you've actually done since, well, your performance as Buster Jones in Cats for sure, so yeah. Either way, I think given to what I've actually seen by far, I think it would definitely show on how much the acting in this film is just god awful for sure. So yeah, not one single actor actually came in and actually tried to put effort into their performance for sure. Let alone looked at the script by far. and actually think to themselves, is this really going to work by far? I mean, it could use a little rewrite here and there. Oh, okay, we're going into production right away. Okay, I think I might as well do that. But yeah, either way, I think that's pretty much what I can say. Of course, that front. Yeah, the characters I just kind of felt are not really developed that great, and the acting is just god awful for sure. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say. Of course, that front. Alrighty then. Well, now that I've officially got those two out of the way, what else is there for me to talk about for sure? Well, quite a whole lot actually, which I guess pretty much as the next aspect, I should talk about the animation for sure. And well, I guess pretty much if anything for the animation, of course, this movie. Well, I guess from what I can gather, I guess for what I can say, it actually does match the style of course, pretty much the original comics and the cartoon series just fine. I think I just kind of felt it is way too rubbery and not rendered out pretty well for sure. Hell, I dare even say that the animation in this movie almost looks like it's AI generated for sure. At least that's what I think when I actually looked at the animation and of course this movie for sure. So yeah, I think it's what I can say, of course, on that front for the animation for sure. And I guess for the production design, from what I can gather, yeah, that too is, of course, not really done very well for sure. I think with, of course, each and every set piece that they actually created to even the visuals and the effects, yeah, they're not really blending in quite well to match with the characters' surroundings for sure. And even some parts where they actually filmed in live action for sure. Well, again, it's pretty much repeating the same mistakes as, of course, pretty much the Smurfs movie from 2011 for sure. So yeah, either way, I think it's what I can say on that matter for sure. I really don't think they really did anything to actually make it great from what I can gather for sure. So yeah, I think it's what I can say, of course, that front for sure. And even the pretty much the music and the songs, I will have to say, yeah, not one single one by far has got me pretty much in a toe-tapping mood. I think all the music and the songs in this movie, since it is a musical, I just really felt are not really that great from what I can gather. In fact, I think just relying on pop songs for sure to try and make it cool and hip, but yeah, I think that actually makes the film outdated for sure, and you're not really doing anything to actually be cool and hip. I think you're making yourself look even more outdated for sure, and I think it really does show, and of course, this one from what I can gather, so yeah, that's pretty much what I can say for the direction in this, yeah, pretty much for the music and the songs for sure. Yeah, and quite fitting enough, the direction in this film, yeah, pretty much of anything, the film's director, I will have to say, I know he's done a lot of good stuff in the past for sure, but from what I've actually seen, and of course, this movie, from what I can gather, yeah, I really don't think he actually put in a lot of hard-working effort to give any form of direction, of course, this movie whatsoever. In fact, I just kind of felt that pretty much, if anything, I think pretty much it's just, again, pretty much just your basic paint-by-numbers basic type of directing for sure. And yeah, I think it's what I can say, of course, that front. And of course, the cinematography in this film, it's actually shot very poorly for sure, and it really doesn't work quite well, of course, for this movie as a whole for sure. And of course, the ending, I have to say, is also cut up very poorly from what I've actually seen. Yeah, almost like pretty much of anything, there are some parts in it that go on for too long, and even some that were cut up too fast from what I can gather. Almost like I can't make out, of course, everything that goes on for sure. And even the film's pacing, I have to say, is also done very poorly for sure, right to the point where, yeah, it just leaves me feeling incredibly bored more and more rather than doing something all the more engaging for sure. So yeah, I think it's what I can say for all those hands out. And yeah, given to what I've actually said, you would definitely know on why this new Smurfs movie, Smurfing, sucks from what I can gather. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright. So yeah, that's pretty much everything that I can say, of course, on that front. So yeah, overall, Smurfs is nothing more but a bland and repetitive piece of mess of a movie from what I can gather that really doesn't hit the mark all the way with what it has to do. Everything about it, pretty much ranging from the repetitive story to, of course, the sloppy writing to, of course, the terrible animation to even pretty much the characters being nothing more but stereotypes for sure. Yeah, literally from what I've actually seen from beginning to end, it's just nothing more but pretty much a tasteless and repetitive mess of a movie for sure. And yeah, literally from what I can gather, it's just an absolute waste of time for sure. And yeah, not everything about this movie works as a whole from what I can gather. And even when there are some parts again that they're trying to put a lot of hard-working effort into, it's just not enough to actually save the flick for what it is for sure. Yeah, and I knew this movie was in trouble when I first saw the trailers for it, and I knew it actually shows by far from what I can gather. So yeah, either way, I really think this movie is nothing more but pretty much a bland and repetitive mess by far, and yeah, literally from what I've actually seen, it's not worth your time for sure. So yeah, pretty much at the end of the day, it's not worth the recommendation on my part, and my advice, don't see this movie for sure, because if anything, you're clearly not going to get a whole lot from what I can gather, and I expect a whole lot better for sure. In fact, pretty much if anything, how hard is it to actually make a good movie based around the Smurfs for sure? I mean seriously, how hard is that? Well, apparently it was hard for the people who made this movie as a whole. And trust me when I say there's a right way and a wrong way to actually represent Smurfs, pretty much the Smurfs in a proper and cinematic way. And this is definitely the wrong way for sure. So yeah, I hate this movie for what it is, and yeah, my advice, don't see it for sure, because, well, it's not worth it for sure. It's pretty much a bland and forgettable piece of crap mess of a movie that you're clearly not going to spend an hour and a half of your time for sure. And yeah, and I know a lot of you parents are going to argue and say that, oh, I think that might be something that the kids might actually like. Well, let me tell you this to all the parents out there for sure. If you are planning on taking your kids to see this movie, don't. Just don't take your kids to see this. I think if anything, there might be much better options for you to check out rather than checking out this crap all the way for sure. So yeah, I hate this movie for what it is, and yeah, for what it is, it's smurfing awful all the way, and I think that's what really matters. So yeah, for my final score, yeah, I knew this movie actually deserves it for sure, so I'm gonna give the new Smurfs movie a 2 out of 10 as my final score. Yeah, like I said, I find it to be absolutely repetitive all the way for sure, and yeah, for what it is, it really misses the mark all the way from what I can gather, and it does resulting in being a bland and forgettable piece of crap movie that you can easily skip all the way. So yeah, and trust me when I say that I knew hands down that I'm not going to see this movie again, because this is one certain Smurf song that I will not be singing to anytime soon. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright, so I guess with all that said and done, that's pretty much everything that I can say about this movie as a whole. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and by all means, I want to ask all of you guys, what do you think of the new Smurfs movie, if you've actually seen it, and by God, if you actually survived it for sure. So yeah, do you absolutely feel the same way as I do, and absolutely hate this movie, and think it's a bland and repetitive waste of time for sure? Or do you surprisingly really enjoy it and think it might be something worth checking out for sure? Or are you somewhere in between where you think it's just fine for what it is? So yeah, let me know down in the comments down below on what you thought of this movie, if you've seen it for yourself for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and well, I guess it's after what I've been through with, of course, this one. Well, I guess I might as well get myself prepped up for next weekend, because, well, nowhere to go but up for sure. So yeah, I know I did teasing right around last weekend by far. So I guess I might as well get myself in to see if we can finally get something good from a certain group of 4 superheroes that would actually give us something fantastic. And I think giving to that hit alone, I think that would get you the idea of course, what I'm going to talk about next. But in case you are quite curious, I think you're going to have to wait and see for yourself. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Special thanks to all of my supporters on Patreon for making today's video possible, including my top tier supporters for this month, VD. So if you want to be like these guys and show your support to us, then go to patreon.com/Ackleyattack427TV to pledge now, do so, and get some awesome rewards within your budget. Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and share if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you like what you see here and want to see more videos coming up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and switch on the notification bell to get notifications, and select all notifications to be notified for when we post a new video. And don't forget to switch on notifications on your phone as well. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel and our 2-member channel with Sam the Thomas Fan 1, SamAttack4427'the Productions, for plenty more content you can't find on here. You can check both of our channels out with the links or by our handles provided on screen. Feel free to shoot me an email with my email address provided, backley95@hotmail.com, if you want to ask me a question, want to collab with me for a project you've got in the works, or if you want to book me to be featured for a convention coming up. Follow me on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos, as well as plenty of others I've got with my handles provided, as well as the links down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok for other videos I've got aside from the ones I've posted on YouTube, and on Twitch for any future live streams I've got coming up soon, as well as join our official Discord server to see what we've provided. If you wish to show your support to me, then feel free to check out my Patreon to get sneak peeks of my videos coming up before they go up online, as well as getting access to updates and playing more, in addition to getting some awesome rewards within your budget. Also, don't forget to check out and show your support to me on my wishlist on Amazon, and even supporting me at streamlabs.com/AckleyattackTV/tip that you can find in the description box below, as well as on my Twitch page. And in case you can't find any of the links that are provided, then not to worry about a thing. All the links and stuff are also provided on my link tree that you can also find in the description box below, as well as a few selected number of my social media pages. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care.